What is going on, everybody in Mass Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a speed test between the Galaxy A71 5G and the Moto G Power. Now, which one of these devices is going to win? Let's find out. Mass Squad, before we actually get started here, I wanted to say, yes, I know both of these devices are two totally different phones. They're different classes. And yes, one is going to be clearly more powerful than the other. But if you're looking at getting the Moto G Power, or let's say you're a person that's looking at getting the Galaxy A71, you will see the performance difference with this video here. So I figured why not go ahead and give it to you guys. And how I do my usual speed test videos, as you guys know here, Mass Squad, we're going to talk about the specifications on paper to see which device is more powerful. And with the Galaxy A71 here, we're going to have the Snapdragon 765G inside this device. And it's going to have an octa-core chipset with 6 cores that are clocked at 2.4 gigahertz. And the other 2 are clocked at 1.8. And for the GPU, it's going to be the Adreno 620. Now this device, or this particular variant, is going to have 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. And out of the box, it's going to be running Android 10 with security patch of July 1st, 2020. Now, if we look at the Moto G Power here, we're going to have the Snapdragon 665 inside, which is an octa-core chipset as well, that is clocked at 2.02 gigahertz. And for the GPU, is going to be the Adreno 610. Now, this device is going to be running 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage. And it's also going to be running Android 10 with security patch of July 1st, 2020. So, Mass Squad, you guessed it. Yes, it's going to have to go to the Galaxy A71. It has a faster CPU inside. It has more RAM. It's clearly the winner here on the on-paper test. So let's go ahead and give the Galaxy A71 a score of 1 and the Moto G Power having a score of 0. Let's get to the next part of the speed test here and see which device can take that one. So with this next part of the speed test here, I'm going to be doing the application open and RAM management test, in which I open up the same applications on each device to see which one can open it faster. And then afterwards, I test the RAM in the background to see which device can hold the applications that we opened up previously better in the background. And to get things started here, we're going to start with the Play Store. That goes to the Galaxy A71. The next application is going to be YouTube. That goes to the Galaxy A71. The next application we're going to open up here is Amazon. That goes to the Galaxy A71. The next application we're going to open up here is Best Buy. And that goes to the Galaxy A71. So Mass Squad, are we seeing a theme here for this video? Galaxy A71 is taking everyone, of course. Very powerful phone. Next application we're going to open up here is Facebook. And that goes to the Galaxy A71. The next application we're going to open up here is Instagram. And again, that goes to the Galaxy A71. And the next application we're going to open up here is Twitter. And that goes to the Galaxy A71. Now, the next application we're going to open up here is Sling TV. And that goes to the Galaxy A71. And the final application I'm going to open up on both devices here is going to be Spotify. And again, that goes to the Galaxy A71. So unfortunately there, Mass Squad, the Moto G Power didn't win one application. But let's go ahead and test the RAM and see if any of these applications can be held better by it, as opposed to the Galaxy A71. Play Store, held by both devices. YouTube, held by both devices. Amazon, held by both devices. Best Buy, held by both devices. Facebook, held by both devices. Instagram, held by both devices. This is what I last left on Instagram here, so that's technically held in the background. Twitter, held by both devices. Pretty impressed so far. Sling TV, a refresh on both, which is interesting. Pretty big app there, actually. And last but not least here, Spotify, held by both devices. So Mass Squad, as you saw there, the Galaxy A71 and the Moto G Power both held all those applications in the background pretty well, except for Sling TV on both, which is actually kind of interesting here. But as you saw there, the Moto G Power has 4 gigs of RAM, and it held all those applications just like the Galaxy A71. Being that the Galaxy A71 opened up all those applications faster than the Moto G Power, and it being a tie, it holding it in the background, I'm going to give it to the Galaxy A71 for that reason. Having a score now of 2, and the Moto G Power having a score of 0. Let's get to the next part of the speed test and see who can take that one. So Mascot, with this next part of the speed test here, we're going to be looking at the AnTuTu benchmark, the Geekbench, and the speed test here to see which device can actually get the faster down and up speeds between the two. And looking at the AnTuTu benchmark here on the Galaxy A71, you can see that we got a score of 309,377, which is a pretty good score. I actually ended up getting higher than that on the previous test, but I'll take this one. It's pretty good. Can't really get too upset about that. But if we're looking at the Moto G Power here, we got a score of 175,545. Now that is about almost half of what the Galaxy A71 got. And so it is clearly a W for the Galaxy A71. Nothing really much to go over. Let's just jump over to Geekbench 5 and see which one of these devices have the higher scores when it comes to that. So with the Galaxy A71 here, we got a single core score of 603 and a multi-core score of 1,746. And this is for Geekbench 5 here. Now, if we look at the Moto G Power, we got a single core score of 312 and a multi-core score of 1,377. Now, this is a pretty respectable amount for the Moto G Power, but if we're comparing both of these phones here, obviously it has to go to the Galaxy A71. So now let's go ahead and open up Speedtest here and see which device can get the faster data speeds. So both devices are now connected to the same Wi-Fi network. I'm going to run a test on each one and see you guys in a few seconds. The Galaxy A71 is on the left. So Mascot, here we are. The results are in. The Galaxy A71 ended up getting a 67.9 for the down speed, which is interesting. I'm not sure why that happened. But on the up speed, it got a 22.4. And if we look at the Moto G Power here, we got a down of a down of 93.7 and an up of 22.2. That goes clearly to the Moto G Power. I'm not sure what happened with the down speeds on the Galaxy A71. Must have been some type of error or something, but nonetheless, goes to the Moto G Power. But being that the Galaxy A71 took the AnTuTu, it took the Geekbench, that is 2 out of 3 of those categories for this particular part of the speed test. And so this W has to go to the Galaxy A71, having a score now of 3, and the Moto G Power having a score of 0. Let's get to the next part of the speed test and see which device can take that one. So Mascot, with this next part of the speed test here, what we're going to be doing is the application install test, in which I install 3 of the top applications here from the Play Store. And whichever device installs 2 of those 3 faster than the other automatically wins this part of the speed test. And as you can see, we got the first application there. It's going to be Zoom Cloud Meetings. And we're going to install that here in 3, 2, 1. Let's see which device can install the application first. Now, of course, this isn't the most accurate test in the world, but it is fun and entertaining to watch. See which device can get connected to the data faster and install faster. It looks like this is going to go to the Galaxy A71, and it does. So Mascot, being that the Galaxy A71 took the first application, we're going to go ahead and install the second application, which is HBO Max, aka the best application in the world. Don't at me. We're going to install that here in 3, 2, 1. And that goes to the Moto G Power. So being that the Galaxy A71 took the first application and the Moto G Power took the second, the score is now tied 1-1. And that leads me to the third and final application, which is WhatsApp, aka the second best application in the world. Don't at me. We're going to install that in 3, 2, 1. Now this is for all the marbles here. Let's see who takes this W. And that's going to go to the Galaxy A71 by a fraction of a second. So Mascot, as you saw there with the application install test, it went back and forth. The first one went to the Galaxy A71, which was Zoom Cloud Meetings. The second one went to the Moto G Power, which was HBO Max. And the third and final application went to the Galaxy A71, which was WhatsApp, leaving that as a final score of 2-1. And that basically means that the Galaxy A71 is now going to have a score of 4, and the Moto G Power is going to have a score of 0. Now let's get to the next part, or the final part of the speed test here, and see if the Galaxy A71 can shut out the Moto G Power. So Matt Squad, with this final part of the speed test here, we're going to be doing basically a restart test, or in other words, a power on and power off test to see which device can power off and power back on faster than the other. Now, if you're new to the channel here, notoriously, the Moto G Power takes forever to boot back up. So I got a gut feeling that the Galaxy A71 is going to obliterate it here because the Snapdragon 765 inside of this device really helps it power on and power on really, really fast. It's actually quite impressive. So let's go ahead and get that started here in 3, 2, 1. And as I figured, this goes to the Galaxy A71. It's not even close. So Matt Squad, as you saw there, this clearly goes to the Galaxy A71, having a score now of 5, and the Moto G Power having a score of 0. It just actually powered back on. So yeah, clearly this W or this speed test has to go to the Galaxy A71. It defeated the Moto G Power 5-0. It wasn't even a contest. Highlights of this speed test here has to go to the application open and RAM management test. Yes, the Galaxy A71 opened up all the applications faster than the Moto G Power, but when it came to the RAM management test, it was fairly close between both devices. And I was actually really impressed because both of them held each application in the background without it having to refresh, I would say, a ton. It was actually really impressive from the Moto G Power, but expected from the Galaxy A71. So Matt Squad, let me know in the comment section below, did you think the Moto G Power had a chance against the Galaxy A71? Did you think it was going to be close? Did you think it was going to be obliterated by the Galaxy A71? Let me know. And if you are new to the channel here, consider subscribing so that you don't miss any coverage when it comes to mid-range devices and budget devices like the Galaxy A71 and the Moto G Power. And Matt Squad, like this video here so that other people just like you can get a little bit more help when it comes to researching budget devices and mid-range devices like the Galaxy A71 and the Moto G Power. And then you get to see the two of them go up against each other in a speed test like this video here. Makes sense, right? And Matt Squad, last but not least, share this video with your friends and family and let them know that not all Android cameras suck. It is just not true. But until then, my name is Max Rock. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day, y'all. Deuces.